Back in March, Apple released this M4 MacBook Air, which starts at $1,000 in the US. Now yes, that's a lot of money, but in my opinion, this is actually the best bang for your buck computer that Apple has ever released. That's not including the fact that it's even less money with the education discount, or if you get it on sale like I did for $850. Prior to this, I would have said that the M4 Mac Mini was the best deal in computing right now, but that still requires you to buy the display and accessories, and of course you need all the space to set it all up. This laptop, however, is an all-in-one content powerhouse that no matter what line of work you are in or what major you're taking up in college, this will be able to do it. And that's by just buying the base cheapest model, which is the one that we have right here. And it comes with a 10-core CPU, an 8-core GPU, and 16 gigs of memory standard. There's also 256 gigs of storage in this one. Now the storage is a little bit low, but external SSDs are just easily found cheap now. So really this is just a non-issue. And for comparison, this is my laptop right here that I've been using for 4 to 5 years and it's still going strong. It's an M1 Pro MacBook Pro, which at the time cost me a whopping $2,500 with AppleCare. And I did splurge for the 1 terabyte with that. And I really regret doing it because I quickly maxed out the 1 terabyte anyway. And I've been using now an external SSD 90% of the time. Now, even if you got a terabyte of storage with the Air, it would be around $1,500 or so, which is still significantly cheaper than a MacBook Pro. The important thing here is that it's basically like less than half the price of my old M1 Pro, yet it performs nearly exactly the same, if not better in some aspects. Now, speaking of performance, what if building websites was fast? And not just fast, but really, really fast. Meet Framer, a website design tool that feels instantly familiar if you've ever used Figma or Sketch. You can drag and drop and design your website as if it was a prototype, but it's not a prototype. It's all real and a live website as you're creating it. If you're wanting to publish a website, then this makes things just a click away. No coding, no waiting for a developer. Framer just handles everything. And it does all the technical heavy things for you in the background so that you can just stay focused on what you're creating. You can start from scratch or pick from over 700 plus templates to get your ideas live in minutes. Every section is customizable and every design is uniquely yours. Framer is also built for teams so you can collaborate live, chat with your cursor, and leave comments. It's like a multiplayer mode but for your website. If you need scroll animations, it's built in. If you need a full CMS for your blog, you got it. And even if you want to translate your website to any language, instantly just one click away with AI. And if you're a designer or freelancer, Framer even lets you start by selling your templates or referring clients through their partner program. And thanks to that incredible battery life on the new M4 Air, you can basically use Framer all day and perfect your site on the go, whether you're at a coffee shop or halfway across town on the train. Make sure to check out the custom link that I have in the description, or when you're going to check out on Framer, use the promo code Daniel Romero for 25% off for 3 months. So make sure to check out Framer. Now, of course, this is not a pro laptop, and so Apple takes away some stuff. Like there's no fan in here, so it's very likely to thermal throttle if you push this to the ends, whereas a MacBook Pro might cool itself down and allow you to push it a little bit further, especially when you match the specs. Now, you also get 2 extra Thunderbolt ports on the Pro, as well as an SD card reader, which is really nice to have. And the Pro gives you more options on maxing out more aspects of the computer, but that also means that you have to spend a lot more money on something that's just going to depreciate the more money that you put into it. So the more you spend, the more you're losing on these laptops. Now, there is another noticeable thing that has to be that brighter mini LED display on the Pros, which when you compare them side by side, it is nicer on the Pros. But honestly, when you just use the Air, it's a perfectly beautiful display and really not many complaints. It really is bright enough in most situations. Now, this MacBook Air does not have the option of nano texture like the Pro, so that's also something that you're missing out on. And I do have a whole video on that topic. If you want to check it out, it's on the channel. If you're interested in seeing how nano texture works, then go check that out. The thing is that all these extra things that Apple sells aren't really worth spending the extra money unless your line of work is really dependent on that feature that you're missing out on. So if you're, for example, always working outside in the sun, then definitely no MacBook Air because it can't cool itself from the heat of the sun with some fans. And on top of that, this screen's just not bright enough, and no option for nano texture. If you're training AI models, then again, no MacBook Air. If you're editing clips for the next Marvel movie, or animating a trilogy of Demon Slayer movies, or building the next Duolingo and Xcode, then definitely no MacBook Air. But if you just need a laptop for school to learn to program, video edit, or a computer for home to maybe start a small business, then this is absolutely it, and you will have zero issues running anything for that business. business. We're really lucky to be living in a time now where these tech products are becoming things that just absolutely work. And while that's not the case for all the things out there, like you can't find a comparable PC for this price that will beat this computer in anything aside from gaming or maybe even 3D graphics work. And if you want to game on this computer, well, you could stream games onto it. And there is the App Store, which have more and more games coming out, and Apple seems to be pushing in that direction, but we're definitely not getting, Overwatch 2 or Marvel Rivals or anything like that anytime soon from the looks of it. Now, if you're someone that's looking at this and you're still aiming for a MacBook Pro because you want the fans, the SD card, and the screen, then it might be worth looking into refurbished or used instead of anything new because you'll save quite a bit of money. Now, my favorite thing about the MacBook Air is that it is just fun to pull out and use. This one is, of course, the smaller version, the 13-inch, and so it's small. It's even smaller than my MacBook Pro 14-inch. I would say that for just screen real estate, I prefer the 14-inch size, but the 13-inch just works really well with the Air because the thinness and the lightness, it's just really nice to hold, move around, and use. Like my MacBook Pro, it actually is plugged in 90% of the time because I just don't like moving it around or using it on my lap. A little bit too bulky by today's standards, in my opinion, and I'd rather just use an iPad on my lap. However, this laptop is just a fantastic bridge, and it's just a fantastic thing on the go. It's got that long battery life, good ergonomics, great enough screen, and everything just works on it. And more than ever, this is actually just the most true statement. And you can still plug this in at home and use it with a single or dual monitor setup and have no issues with that either. Just so you can visually see the difference in performance even with your laptop at home, we'll open up the Tramp Station Blender demo project, which again, you can download this and try this on your machine. And here, both machines are able to look around the project file very easily without really bogging down. Now you can see that my MacBook Pro is a little bit better and a little bit smoother here. The frames are dropping less. Things are just better to navigate around in this project file. So in this particular scenario with 3D work, definitely that M1 Pro is still just holding out and beating this. However, worth noting that in Final Cut, it's actually a lot smoother on the MacBook Air, and export times were a little bit better. I exported a 4.5 gigabyte 4K 30 frames per second file in 4 minutes and 58 seconds on my MacBook Pro. Meanwhile, on the MacBook Air, it was 4 minutes and 40 seconds. So 18 seconds quicker on the Air. Not the biggest difference, but it goes to show that the Air really is toe-to-toe here. So we're definitely going to get some things where the Air is better and then some things where my MacBook Pro are better. So it just really depends on your workflow. Overall, just using this, the M4 MacBook Air just performs remarkably similar to my M1 Pro MacBook Pro. The render times are really close. And for most users who aren't doing 3D intensive work or video rendering, then the difference is just not there. It's practically the same laptop in day-to-day use. I think this just marks the days of the personal computer being expensive and accessible are just completely over, and Apple knows this and they're just kind of embracing it. They're kind of preparing for a future where they're going to try to sell us the Apple VR headsets, possible folding phones, possible folding tablets, who knows what they'll do. That will definitely outperform even this MacBook easily by the time those come. But for now, this MacBook Air just offers crazy good value. It delivers performance while rivaling more expensive machines, and while it's not the perfect choice for everyone out there, especially those that want some fans to cool the computer, an SD card slot, a brighter display, it's just really an excellent choice for just most people out there, for students, general users, and even content creators out there that want something to edit on. If you're tired of editing on your phone, you want to get into Final Cut, this is the machine to do it with. This combo of the M4 chip with the 16 gigs of memory and the build quality, the design. Now we'll talk real quick about this blue color just to end it on that. Not a fan of it personally. I think it's a little bit too close to silver. I really would have liked an extra little punch in here of color. I think a lot of people will like it, but it's just not my style of color. I either like color or no color, and so in this case I would rather still go with the silver. It's my favorite laptop color, and I think it just looks fantastic on the MacBook Air. I also don't see resale value being particularly great on this color, but let me know what you think of the color there. As you saw it throughout the video, I am interested if most people still like it. And yeah, with the continuation of 2025, this is definitely a laptop that you have to have at the top of your list, even if you've been looking at a MacBook Pro, because the pros in here of it being, light, nice to carry, easier to have on the go, are just not worth overlooking, especially at these, close to $800, $900 prices. I think it is just absolutely fantastic. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.